What's up, guys? One of the biggest questions I had when I got into crypto was, should I provide liquidity and is it worth it? So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the results of providing liquidity on Uniswap for over a year. I'm going to show you guys two different pairs so you can see the results and what I learned from them, and I'll show you guys a couple of others as well so you can learn from my mistakes and not make the same ones that I did. So the first pair that I provided liquidity for was Synthetics and ETH. Without going into detail on the Synthetics token, as you can see here, this is the liquidity range. Now, I am out of range. I have a total of just 1,552 tokens and 0 ETH. When I first provided liquidity for this pair, I put in 871 SNX and 1.13 ETH for a total value of $4,181. And this is the value now. It's around $3,000. So what happened with the difference? Well, a little bit of that has to do with impermanent loss and the prices of the different tokens. ETH is actually higher than what it was when I provided liquidity. When I LP'd, it was around 1850. It is now around 1920. For the SNX token, it was at $2.40 and now it's $1.97. So the total value I have in SNX is around $3,057. However, I did earn some fees when I was providing liquidity to offset some of the impermanent loss, and it totaled out to around we'll call it $3,700. So compared to if I would have just held, I would have had $3,884. So if I literally just sat there and did nothing, I would have kept the same value because I would have held 871 SNX tokens and 1.13 ETH tokens. And that's just the total value from when I was just originally holding them. So this is over a year time span. Also, just so you guys can see a breakdown of what these fees look like, this is a screenshot so you guys can see what happens. But you can see here I got a bucket of fees right here, around $100 in SNX, around $100 in ETH. Same thing on another claim, I got around 68 and 63. Just claimed at random times, but in total, the total fees for the rewards for the SNX ETH pair was around $700. So if you calculate the $700 and the amount that I deposited, I mean, I guess you can go off the $4,100 value if you want to. We'll just call it around 20 to 30% APR, depending on what value we are going to look at. And that was over the year time frame. So looking back, was it worth it? Well, probably not. It was probably best to just hold ETH and the SNX token. Reason being is as it went through the bear market, ETH was going to be one of those assets that it went down the least, just something to keep in mind. So especially when you're providing liquidity in some of these pairs, understand the tokens that you're pairing with and understand if there's going to be volatility with them. So some things to learn from providing liquidity. One is be careful of impermanent loss. When you're providing liquidity with a token that is not as strong as Ethereum, Ethereum is a really hard asset to beat and a lot of these tokens will bleed against it. You will have significant impermanent loss and fees will not compensate for this. Unless there is a ton of volume in order to offset that cost. And typically, most of the time, it's not going to be that case. And even in a bear market, that is actually even more amplified. Reason being is the only pressure you're going, or the only volume you're going to have is really just sell volume of people getting out of the SNX token and going into ETH or going into some form of stablecoin. Now, one other thing is sometimes the best thing to do is simply nothing. And as we saw with the HODL value, it would have just been better off just holding it because ETH would have outperformed and SNX, it just would have went down a bit, but it wouldn't have taken away the ETH that you would have had due to impermanent loss. Also, you got to factor in that I did provide a concentrated range. So this wasn't like 100% like 50 ETH or 50% ETH and 50% SNX. So if I did 50-50, it would be a little bit less impermanent loss, but I also wouldn't have gotten as many fees. Probably be about half that. In fact, there's a pretty cool tool you guys can use. It's called uniswap.fish, and I'll give you guys an example on Optimism, and I'll show you guys the SNX token so you guys can see what's up. I'll drop the link in the description below so you guys can see how this tool works. but it gives you about an average. So we're going to do SNX ETH 0.3%. This is what we were doing. And this is if you provide concentrated liquidity around these ranges. Well, let's say you just did the full range. So from 0.77 or 77 cents in 24 hours, you would turn that into 7 cents over 24 hours. So basically a 90% reduction in the fees that you would have received, which isn't too saucy. However, you wouldn't have had the significant and permanent loss that I had. So it's one of those things to factor in. Now, the next pool that I provide the liquidity for, you, if you saw it on here, you kind of cheated, whatever, but was AAVE and ETH. Well, this is way out of range. And the fees on this were kind of doo-doo squirt. As you guys can kind of see here, the total fees that I got on this, it was like $200, maybe $100. Also keep in mind I didn't provide as much liquidity as I did with SNX, but AAVE just doesn't have a bunch of trading volume. Looking back, it probably wasn't a really good idea, but I mean, sometimes you just get into the mode of, hey, maybe it'll come back to what you bought it at. But here, as we can see, the price ranges on Uniswap, I did 8 AAVE, I would just call it 8, and 0.37 ETH. I now have all AAVE, so it's all 15 tokens. You can see here the price was 105, and now it's only 57, and the price of ETH was 1850, and it's now 1920. So if I would have just, when I deposited those tokens, it was a total of $1,500. However, after the LP, including the fees of around $80, I thought it was like $200. It's actually worse than I thought. It was about $935. And again, this is over the whole year. I only earned $80 in fees. So on average, that's like a 6 to 10% APR. Based on the deposit of initial, or you can call it the current value. So that's why I'm just going to call it 6 to 10%. That way it doesn't look as horrible as it was. But 6 to 10% holding exposure to AAVE and ETH probably isn't worth it. The hodl value would be at $1,171 if I would have simply just held like the AAVE and ETH tokens, or if I LP'd like I did, it would be $935. So there was a loss of $600, around 40% or about 35%. Whereas if I would have just held, the loss would have been about 25%. So just a couple of things to ponder on and look at. But here you can see the LP position. It's way out of range, not so saucy. But those were two of the positions that I deposited onto Uniswap over a year. Now let me show you guys what it's like to provide liquidity with something like ETH and USDT or USDC, and looking for a pair that has a lot of volatility and some trading. Well, not a lot of volatility, but one that has a lot of trading volume. And we're going to kill two birds with one stone and use Polygon ZK EVM and Starknet. So we killed two birds with one stone, which is we're airdrop farming as well as earning some fees in order to do so. So the first one I'm going to show you is on the Polygon ZK EVM. If you guys want to check out the full airdrop videos, make sure you check out the previous videos I did on YouTube. And you can also check out the Substack right here for airdrops you don't want to miss, time sensitive, and it literally gives you the steps one by one. It literally says you bridge here, you swap here, and it gives you a step-by-step guide so you can use all this. So if you're lazy, you can literally go through each of these and do a swap, bridge, etc., and mess around on this. And also there's bonus airdrops in here. So interacting with MAV protocol or Maverick, they actually announced a token already, so if you guys did this airdrop when I made the video, you would be in for the snapshot and you would be getting that airdrop. Now, if you're using Orbit or Finance, this is probably also going to be an airdrop as well. But back to the content in this video. These are the tokens that I initially deposited. It was around $100 in USDT, and it's 0.06887 in ETH, which is around 131 bucks. My current position, which is right here, you can see here I have about $17.77 in unclaimed fees, and my total liquidity is around 231 bucks, which is basically the exact amount that I deposited. So in permanent loss wise, it's really not that bad. Why is that? Because I'm basically the exact same that I deposited in. and I deposited in at a different time frame. But you can see here I got $18 in fees. And if you calculate the APRs on that, this is, if you look at the timestamp on this, the timestamp was 17 days and 51 minutes ago. And you multiply that out, that's about a 150% APR paid in ETH and stablecoin. And on top of that, I am airdrop farming. So I still have my same tokens. I still have my ETH and USDT. I got some random fees just from swaps and people using it. You can also use this for the USDC pair. And if you want to earn an even more of a yield, you can use some of these farms that they have on here that you can deposit into these pools, and you'll also be earning some quick, and some of them even pay in quick and matic. So you're literally getting swaps, you're getting incentive tokens, and it's a lot of fun, and you can do a lot of this stuff. So in this case, this LP farm was actually worth it. Now another one was MySwap. This is over on Starknet. Starknet, yes, it's going to have an airdrop, so make sure you interact and play with some of these dApps. But you can see here initially I deposited 367 USDC and 0.2 ETH. And if you take a look over at MySwap and see what I got, I actually have about 0.2 ETH and 380 in USDC. And this deposit, I mean, there's not a lot of volume on this chain. This deposit was on June 7th, so about 15 days ago. And if you look at the fees, it earned me like 10 bucks. I mean, not even. It was probably like $9 because the fees are auto compounded into the pool. Was this one worth it? I mean, if you take a look and you see the initial deposit is around $700, I would probably earn around, I don't know, 180 bucks if it keeps at this ratio. It's around 20-30% APR. It's not crazy. It's not amazing. It's whatever. But here's the keys. 1, pick tokens that you wouldn't mind holding if you were left holding the bag, as in if there was complete and permanent loss and all the tokens were in one pair. I'm fine holding SNX. Now, AAVE, on the other hand, maybe it'll do something, maybe it won't. I don't know. But it's okay. It's a small bag. It doesn't matter. ETH, uber bullish on ETH. I would be happy having a full bag of ETH and lose all the other token. Whatever. Give me all the ETH you got. Stablecoin, it's okay. If it loses its peg, it's really not okay. So with that out of the way, make sure you're providing liquidity with a token or tokens that you wouldn't mind holding if you had complete and permanent loss. 2, make sure you look for some tokens that have a lot of trading volume. As you can see, AAVE and SNX on Optimism, I didn't have extreme concentrated liquidity because I didn't want impermanent loss, but it didn't matter. I still had impermanent loss anyways. The APRs really weren't that high for the risks that I was taking on. Around 10% or around 6% on AAVE and around 30% on SNX. No thanks. This is not really worth it. Now, if there's about 30% APR in ETH, well, that's a little bit of a different story. So 2nd, make sure you look for a good trading volume. 3rd, make sure you use it on some new chains. Why? Because if the impermanent loss is significant and you lose money, well, if they're going to have an airdrop, that pays for it. Like over on Arbitrum, when I was making transactions and depositing and playing over there, that actually gave me more allocation into the airdrop. Same thing on Optimism. When I deposited these tokens into Uniswap and played around with it, I got about a $1,500 airdrop in the OP token. So it paid for any of those losses that were on there. However, if I provide liquidity on a chain that's not planning on giving an airdrop, well then it's like a complete loss. So play around with these things, use these things. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just wanted to show you guys the risks and show you if it's actually worth providing liquidity. And a lot of people are like, you can make $500 a day just doing this. No, bro. It does not work like that. It's like, dude, just trying to sell a sizzle. Don't fall for that junk. It's too good to be true. And if it sounds too good to be true, it is. However, you can still get a airdrop playing on these different chains and using them. So make sure you're aware and using those different things. And if you want to check out some of the previous airdrop videos, you guys can check all those out. And if you guys want to join the DigiSquad Discord, It is a exclusive group where I have videos on there that I don't show on YouTube, as well as some content that I don't show on YouTube or on Twitter. And I also share some of the plays that I am taking in the market. And you can also chat with a bunch of other DeFi degens just like you. And if you guys want to support some kids over at St. Jude's, you guys can consider minting one of the Wisdom One-Liner collectives. And yes, I do plan on doing additional giveaways for NFT holders, as well as rewarding them with future collections. These NFTs are not meant to be a moneymaker. It's just one of those things that's a fun experiment, as well as to help a couple of kids that are in need. Let's hit you guys with a Wisdom One-Liner. Proverbs chapter 8, verses 32. Now then, my children, listen to me, blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not disregard it. That's wisdom calling. Peace.